Much as I sympathize with the fire service of Ghana, having to work with very limited logistics and having to go through the hands of uncivilized Ghanaians, I also have something important to tell the Ghana Fire Service. Listen, man. Now, Ghana Fire Service has a problem when he has to go out and put off some fire. First and foremost, the messages that come into them do not have the details that they need. Number two, a lot of people in Ghana call fire service and call the police just to make fun of them. These are emergency lines, and if you understand what it means to say an emergency line, it means that you would only call it when there is an emergency. You don't call the Ghana police and tease the Ghana police. You don't call the fire service and tease the Ghana fire service for nothing. You only call the Ghana fire service when there's a problem. You only call the Ghana fire service when the place is on fire or there's a threat of a fire. My brother, my sister, now let's look at something very important. Fire service goes to an area. It doesn't know what kind of fire there is in there. It goes there to ascertain the cause of the fire, what kind of fire it is, and then it goes back to prepare with the right amount of logistics to come and deal with the fire. By what time the fire would have gone very, very terribly out of order. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Now, every fire outbreak has its own level of approach. It's not every fire that you quench with just water. There are some fires that you quench, of course, with water, but some specific amount of chemicals. If it's an electricity fire, there is a way to approach it. If it is a fire that was caused by arson, somebody just decides to set it on fire, you have to find out exactly what the person used to set the place on fire. Is it petrol? Is it kerosene? Is it diesel? Or is it a bomb? Fire service needs to know all this before it goes into the area, or else you will attack an electricity fire using the logistics of a petrol or a bomb fire. Fire service needs to understand all these things before it goes in there to put off the fire. That is why sometimes you see the fire tenders coming and they have to go back to prepare and come and deal with this. By what time the whole place would have been gutted down. Sometimes fire service gets there, and how to even get into the place is a problem. Buildings have sprung up in places that they were not supposed to be. When you go to Nima to put up a fire outbreak, I wonder if you can break through the houses and do that. Now, if you go to a place like a Shaiman, you will face the same problem. Imagine Nima invites fire service to come up there and put up a fire. To put out that fire, you would have to go through the houses. It's not going to be easy. When fire service fails to do that and you attack fire service, you are not being smart. You are not being wise. Fire service will never intentionally sleep on a fire. It is their duty to be able to put out fires and to be able to even help you prevent fires. Of course, I know that there are problems sometimes. Fire service can also be negligent, especially in Ghana. They do not check their water hydrants to be sure that water is flowing through them. Sometimes they get to the place, and when they are trying to get access to the fire hydrant, my brother, my sister, there's no water in it. What is a fire hydrant? It is a place that you can connect to the water source as easily as possible. Every environment in our country, every residence is supposed to have a fire out hydrant. But a lot of them are most of the time empty. Electricity Company of Ghana, Fire Service, and even Water Company of Ghana, they all have to work hand in hand to be able to deal with fires in Ghana. My brother, my sister, but with all these things said, we have had cause to blame fire service for going all the way to busy internet the other day and unable to quench the fire because the fire hydrant was empty. It is the duty of fire service to make sure that all the water hydrants are filled with water and connected all the way to the water service. That's the Ghana Water Company. This is a photograph of a fire hydrant. My brother, my sister, in some parts of the world, it is exposed like this. Nobody tampers with this. This one is connected to the direct source of power, water, and it's never supposed to go dry. In our country, we build them inside the ground and we cover them in slabs. My brother, my sister, when fire service goes there and connects, most of the time, the fire hydrant is so rusty, they cannot even turn it around. It's so thick and so caked up that it cannot turn around. They would have to go back. In a country where we have floods, in every 2 minutes of rain, we should never run out of water. But I want to say this to fire service. Listen to this, fire service. If you blacklist these areas that attack you, who are you going to be serving right now? First question. Number two, whose duty is it to deal with violence? Is it not the police? You should rather be calling on the police to be dealing with the residents who attack the fire service. You cannot take the law into your own hands and say you are blacklisting residences that are attacking you. It is childish. Think about it very deeply. If you blacklist those areas, then who are you serving? It's like a doctor who says, I am not going to treat people of this area because they have a certain kind of behavior that is against the medical whatever. That is foolishness. If a doctor goes into a residence and tells the people that, okay, don't drink this kind of water. If you drink it, you're going to be sick. And they still go ahead and drink the water. The doctor can never say he will not treat them. He has to treat them and still talk to them. They must find a way of blocking that water source so that the people don't drink it. That is what fire service has to do. Anywhere you are going, make sure you go with the police. It is a duty of the police to protect you. It is a duty of the police to deal with irate and very uncivilized residents of an area. Think about it. You can never tell the people that you are going to blacklist them. You don't have that power, and that one is irresponsible behavior, and you got to deal with that. I'll leave it here.